Hi guys, welcome back to my series of Binky's Boutique, and we have a special episode because we've got Daniel Sandler in the house.
Hey.
So, what are we going to be doing this week, Daniel?
We're doing festival makeup. We're making it fun, we're making it vibrant, we're making it a little bit hippie.
Yeah.
So what you're going to get is some really pretty colours on the eyes. I'm going to draw on some beautiful flowers. So I'm going to take the makeup from day to night, completely transform it with the aid of a fantastic bright matte red lippy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Exciting.
A girl's still got to keep looking really pretty and fresh when you're at a festival. Don't think it's a time when you don't want to wear makeup, because you do. You still want to look your best. So if you wear makeup in the daytime, festival is exactly the same. But what I'm using here is a Stila Stay All Day 10-in-1 with an SPF of 30. The SPF is really important here. I'm applying it with my brush. The nice thing about this is it's like a BB cream, and it's bronzy, so it really warms up the skin and makes your face immediately look like you've had a few days in the sun. Obviously, avoid the mask-like finish. You don't want the brown tan line to stop there. Great brush, blend it past the neck, down the jaw, onto the neck.
Onto the boobs.
And onto the boobs and onto the décolleté, as we say in Spanish. I want Binky's skin to still look dewy fresh, but I want the makeup to last all day. So I'm using a little bit of my Invisible Veil powder, tiny bit into the hands, and I'm just going to press that. That's all you get. That's all you need. Rub it into the hands.
Such a good tip.
And then I just want to press it onto the T-zone. And I'm going to be applying a little bit of really pretty pink shadow onto the eyes, because the emphasis is going to be on some really beautiful daisy flowers, or maybe I'll do some roses, who knows. So because I want that to stay in place all day, I need to lock the makeup in place that's underneath so that I'm creating the perfect canvas for the pretty artwork. So I've got here two Clarins eyeshadow quads. These are their mineral long-lasting ones in number 3 and number 5. I love these pretty pinks. I'm going to use my finger. Close your eyes, sweetie. And I'm literally going to press this pretty pink onto the lid. I don't want the eye makeup to battle with the pretty design I'm going to do, so I just want to add something delicate and pretty to Binky's eyelid, and that's where these pretty little pinks come in. If you want, you can use silvers, you can use gold, you can use pale blue, pale green, whatever you want, but just remember, go easy on it, because that design that I'm going to do needs to stand out on its own. So the rest of the makeup just needs to be soft and pretty to complement it. Look up, darling. Taking a little bit of this pale lilac shade, and again with fingers, because if you're at a festival, you probably won't be taking all your makeup bag, so you might not have all your brushes with you. This does come with some very nice little applicators, but I just think fingers are absolutely fine for this. Then I'm going to take this pretty white and just add it to the inner corner, just to add a little beam of light in there. You can see it's so pretty, almost looks like a little tear duct, a little tear there forming. So cute.
Cute?
Yeah, and a little bit, let's just close your eyes, pop a little bit under the brow bone, just to highlight. And that's kind of it. I'm just going to be applying a waterproof green pencil from my line. This is my green velvet. And you don't really have to be too clever with pencils. You just have to be able to create something that looks like a beautiful flower with a couple of leaves. And as you can see, I'm just literally randomly drawing a little design. Now I'm going to draw some petals, and these are all my lipsticks that I squeeze out into this little pan. And what I'm going to use is like this nice bright orange color called Marilyn, which you know. This is this is my matte lipstick. Okay, with a lip brush, and I'm literally gonna just paint on some really pretty little petals. You don't need to be too neat with this. You just have to let your own kind of personality dictate where you put the color, and just make it quite spontaneous. I think that's the important thing. Just for the center of the color of the flower, I'm going to be applying this gold from my Radiant Sheen quad. What you can also do is take, like I've done, the colour beyond the outside area in the cheekbone, and you can take the colour right up past and above the brow, and I'm using a different colour now, just using a little bit of bright pink, just to pop in some petals. So if you don't have bright lipsticks, what you can also use are some lovely face paints. You might have those, or even some poster paints are okay on their face. So I'm going to stick these really beautiful paper self lashes on Binky. As you can see, they are seriously long. And if I'd done a sort of a slight smoky eye, or if the makeup was really natural and there wasn't any kind of arty-farty hippie work going on there, I would possibly do the whole strip, absolutely fine. But I think because it might look a little bit too OTT, I'm going to trim a bit off, which you can do. You just grab a pair of small scissors and then snip them in half. Thank you, darling, my glamorous assistant. There we go. And I'm just going to stick this half on the outer edge, because that will just be enough to give that little bit of kick, little bit of lace detail to the eye. It's a good idea when you apply false eyelash glue to apply it all the way along from the inner to the outer edge. Use a glue that dries completely clear and wait just a few seconds after you've applied the glue just to let it go a little bit tacky, a little bit sticky, because that's when it's going to be at the perfect kind of tackiness to grip and stay in place. Mascara first, because you don't want to get mascara on this really, really pretty design. So I think this looks really great, and I love that Binky loves it too.
I love it.
Great look for daytime, but come the night time, you can be a little bit more adventurous. You can pack on a little bit of hot color, and I'm not using a brush, I'm going to use my finger. And this is one of my colors that is called Gigi, and this color here is called Marilyn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the top color from my palette using my middle finger, and I'm just going to press it on so it's like a stain. You can go for a bold, brighter color if you want and apply it with a brush. You could find that applying lip pencil all over the lip actually creates a wonderful defined mouth as well. But I'm just going to pop this just here. The great thing about using your finger is it really sort of perfectly fits a lip. You can really feel your way. This is Marilyn. I know you've used this one before,
Yes.
but we're using it in a different way, and I'm just applying this different color onto the bottom. So you create a real two-tone effect for summer. Great, really lovely. If you want, what I love is that Binky slightly pressed her lips together, so a little bit of the orange blended into that really lovely fuchsia pink. So it almost, again, looks like a beautiful flower, looks like a beautiful rosebud with two tones. Have a little look, darling.
Oh, I love. Do you know, I actually would wear these eyelashes every day if I could.
They're terribly creative.
They're really cool, aren't
Yeah.
they? I hope you got this look. For more looks, follow us on Twitter @VideoJugBeauty. Stay tuned because I'll be back next Friday with Daniel for more professional tips and tricks. See you then, bye.
See ya.